With the first weekend of the Modern Warfare beta wrapped up now and come to a close, Infinity Ward have dropped an article to say thank you and to explain what changes they're going to make coming into the weekend 2 of the Modern Warfare 2 beta. It's a bit of a controversial one. There are some great points in here, and there are also some points that I think you're probably going to be a bit upset about depending on where you stand. But we're going to get straight into it now and go from there. So they're basically summarising that they've had a lot of fantastic feedback and they're really happy with the amount of people that jumped on for the Sony platform beta. That was the exclusive beta that ran from last Thursday up until yesterday. They've already made a hell of a load of changes and fixes to the beta build that we're all playing, and they come from sort of various crashes. They've addressed a few exploits in the map and in the gameplay. They've patched some lighting and some geo issues, and they've also updated the progression system for some of the gunsmith related bugs. So that's really good progress, and it really does show dedication and commitment from Infinity Ward to make sure this beta is how it needs to be, and they really iterate quickly, and we see a nice feedback loop going into the launch of Modern Warfare 2. First things first is the minimap. As a lot of you may or may not know, Modern Warfare 2 doesn't have the classic minimap. There are no red pings on the minimap when players fire their guns or make noise. So basically the only way you're going to see red dots on your minimap is if you've got a UAV active. This has been a pretty hot topic, hot potato in the community. A lot of people asking for it back. But this is a design decision that Infinity Ward made to try to avoid punishing players for shooting their guns, and also to remove this sort of reliance on silencer metas. They are going to gather and continue to gather more feedback around this topic, but they're pretty happy with how it's working, and they're going to be sticking with it for now. Target tracking. Target tracking is another big thing that was spoken about. There's been a lot of noise around muzzle, smoke, flashing, and this being a real big distraction when trying to track your targets. They have said they are going to investigate this. They're also investigating other ways to visually identify or differentiate between friendlies and enemies outside of that player card above the head. So hopefully we'll see some innovations there, because it's definitely in the gameplay that I've seen been a bit of an issue. Next up's user interface. User interface has, the feedback is that it's quite cluttered. There's some difficulty around editing perks and managing loadouts, accessories, armor, etc. So they've identified some UX changes and bugs that they are going to work on going into the second week of the beta. Perks. So I've seen some varied feedback on the perk package system. This is an updated system to what you might be familiar with in Modern Warfare 2019. It's a departure from that original system, but they do feel it's a nice way to shake up how the perk system works, and also the changes to the general progression of a match. They've also balanced the ultimate perks to be more powerful as you earn them later on into the match, rather than just having them from the offset. They're also going to be continuing the testing of this throughout the weekend of Beta 2, including drastically accelerating the earn rate of these more powerful upgrades and perks. The main goal is to improve the flow of the perks during the match. Dead silence. Obviously a hot topic, very controversial one. Players have expressed that they'd like to see this as a field upgrade rather than a perk, but they believe that it's important to the game's health that rushers are not able to move at high speeds without consequences. So Dead Silence as a field upgrade creates this balance between the freedom of movement and the predictability of combat. So I personally prefer it being a perk to a field upgrade, but yeah, it's one of those. Let me know in the comments what you think about Dead Silence, whether it should be in the game at all. Footsteps. Footsteps have had some real great responses. I've not played it personally, but I've been watching a lot of streamers and talking to a lot of friends that have played the game, and Footsteps have been something that's been praised quite heavily. The directional audio in the game is very, very good, and the distances at what you can hear the footsteps from is again being praised. For Weekend 2 they are going to be making some changes. They're going to be reducing that footstep range for various player movement states. So jog, sprint and tactical sprint, and they're going to they're going to be softening the cost of moving around the map. I think they've seen a lot on their heat maps that players are camping, playing corners, angles, a lot more than maybe they would have liked. So the second change is that the enemies' footsteps are now going to be a little bit more distinct as well from friendly footsteps. This should help players to kind of understand who's moving around the battlefield and what's going on a little bit more. Again, this is one of the reasons that they put a lot of time into the audio, is because of the change to the classic minimap. Slides being the last thing up, the sentiment around slides and the removal of slide cancelling has been very positive. I personally am a big advocate for the removal of the bug that was slide cancelling. Fun fact, it was never meant to be in Modern Warfare 2019. They are aware of the workaround that allows you to somewhat slide cancel, and they are contemplating how to handle this for the second beta weekend. Additionally, they're going to have some other changes to the slide mechanic for launch, so they're looking to make the movement feel more fluid and more snappy. Again, this is really great to have this feedback from Infinity Ward. I think it's very easy to be very negative about games and betas and all the rest of it. As they come out and progress, I think this shows real dedication from Infinity Ward. Let me know what you think about these changes in the comments. Subscribe, as we will be streaming this for the PC crossplay beta weekend on the Thursday, which is on the 22nd at 6 PM UK time. So subscribe, notifications on, don't miss out. Drop a like on the video if you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.